Three, two, one. Hey guys, we are live on the internet, live in your face, on your phone, on your PC, live on the internet everywhere. Jason J. Daniel Show. Hey, breaking news, guys! Breaking news. I just need to jump on. We have a Fever game tonight against the Sonics. The Fever are in Seattle. Caitlin Clark was doing some shoot around. Obviously today she's looking fresh. She's due for a monster game. But before we get to that, wanted to jump on just to talk to you about the breaking news. DEWANNA BONNER quits on the Fever. She absolutely quits on this team. I'll give you my commentary in a second, but let's just get to it. Let me do a quick sound check for you, which is important. Here we go. Here we go. The news is breaking about an hour ago, and now it's everywhere. I didn't get a chance to get on. Let's see here. Got my tag. Let me fix my tag here. All right. I feel cooler. I feel doper. So DEWANNA BONNER, she's been absent a number of games, something like 4 or 5, just crazy. It turns out that the news broke. Front Office Sports is the name of the group that printed this this news piece, and now it's everywhere. It's everywhere. New York Times. Okay, everyone is carrying this. NBC, and I'm going to screen share and just show you what's going on. So the news is that she has decided to quit on the Fever because she's upset, according to reports, that Lexi Hull is starting in front of her. Well, if you don't show up, you can't play. I don't know what to tell you. Very disappointing. It's very disappointing. I'm really just stunned that this would be a thing. But let's just jump to it. Let me share my screen and kill this graphic. Okay, so here it is. So this group, Front Office Sports, reputable website, they're reporting. They dropped this news today, about an hour ago, that the Fever and Bonner are heading for a breakup. Now, that's a question mark, but it's pretty clear from what we are reading, what everybody's saying. She's not coming back. It was interesting that she stopped showing up for games, and they were putting her as personal reasons, which is really weird. Maybe it's just a WNBA thing. In the NBA, you have to put specifically why you were out. I guess the rules are a little different, which is fine. But according to league sources, she has no interest in coming back to the Fever. Now, yesterday, the rumor did start circulating that she was taking things off of her Instagram that were related to the Fever. And so I thought it was rumor, but I guess it's true. So we're just going to go with it. Everybody's talking about it. I think it's confirmed. So according to multiple league sources, so clearly Bonner's people are talking to everyone else in the league because they're shopping her. That's how this comes out. She wants a trade. The two-time WNBA champion has no interest in returning to play for the Fever. Those same sources indicate Bonner's preferred landing spots were the Phoenix, right? So, or the Dream. So exactly, these sources are teams that they've contacted saying, we want to go to you. She's not going back to the Fever. Now, speaking of agent, Mike Cond, her agent, had no comment. Obviously, he's the one that started this whole thing. So the Fever did sign Bonner, according to this article, for a 1-year unprotected contract. That means at any time they could waive her. So the Fever have a lot of power on her. She clearly knows that this is an experiment. She clearly is edgy, somebody who definitely can't stay loyal to a team, obviously. So if she doesn't come back to the Fever, which it looks like that's what's going to happen, it means that she'll be with 2 teams in like the same, like in a 12-month span. Quite disloyal. That's fine. Well, we don't want you anyway. Just get the fuck out. Okay. So that's ridiculous. I mean, this is a team that can win a championship, got the greatest player on God's green earth right now, and you want to come back because you're selfish? Fine, whatever. So she signed for a $200,000. Okay. Now keep in mind, at that tax bracket, that's $100,000. And you guys need to really keep that in mind. When you see these numbers for sports stars, these numbers are before taxes. That's why you see a lot of bonuses thrown, and that's why you see mega numbers. So if somebody signs for $1 million, they're only getting $500,000. It's kind of crazy. So she's literally only getting 100,000, which is not bad. I mean, for basketball, and you get all the other perks. That's not bad. Let's get back to the story. She was one of their biggest pickups, it says, which was true. But she was so inconsistent right off the bat. I didn't see much value. I mean, I saw potential, and she could definitely take over a game. She had maybe one good game, but I could tell she wanted more playing time. But she's just not strong enough on the block. She's just not. She's getting pushed off the block, and there you go. So she came over with Sydney Colson, and Kelsey was re-signed. Obviously, Sophie came over too. So they rebuilt the Fever around Caitlin Clark. They tried to give Caitlin some enforcers. I really thought Bonner was going to be one of those folks. Didn't turn out. So Bonner did start 3 games before she was benched in favor of Lexi Hull. But there was injuries. So they had to there's just a lot to it. There's just more to it. After 6 games coming off the bench, Bonner was ruled out due to personal reasons. Okay. So she was averaging 7 points, 3.8 rebounds, and under 2 assists. Whoops. We don't want the daily newsletter. In the 9 games she played. So she played 9 games before her absence. So are they counting? I guess they're counting. Yeah, I guess she did play 9 games. So she's only been out maybe 3. But that doesn't seem right. I thought it was more. So in her last 2 games, she didn't do well. Multiple sources tell front office that the fit in Indiana was off from the beginning, which means her agent. She was signed to be an anchor with championship experience. She was expected to be a starter. Fever declined to comment. I agree with that she was supposed to be a starter, but injuries changed things. That's when things changed. It was the injuries. Lexi Hull was a bench player, and she's a fan favorite. Now, I'm not going to tell you that having Lexi starting over Bonner has been working because they're losing games. So, but they're in the cases that they lost games, Bonner would not have made a difference. They lost so big that Bonner's not making a difference. So, I didn't really, honestly, I was starting to discount her as even coming back in a lot of ways. I'm like, well, whatever. I don't really see a point in worrying about her. And I didn't see the losses really. I just didn't see a difference. Trade or wave. So let's talk about the scenarios with this situation. So the Mercury, so they're talking about where she could go to. I'm not really that concerned with where she's going to go to, but let's just talk about what happens with her with the Fever. So so the Fever, they can't really trade her for value right now. I'm sure they're going to. Okay, so let's see here. The Fever, what's the Fever's? The Fever have, I think, 23,000 right now under the cap, and that was the problem with Ari McDonald. Now, if they get rid of Bonner, if they just waive Bonner and just cut her contract, that's cool because all that money comes off the cap. Now, there's probably going to be a penalty or 2, but they're only going to be responsible, according to this article, for her prorated salary. So they're barely at the midpoint of the season, not even close. No, actually not, a little over a quarter of this season. And so unprotected contracts become fully guaranteed, and if they cut her before that, then they make out like a bandit. So it could work out for the Fever, and why keep somebody that's a quitter? It's not going to work anywhere Bonner goes because this is the only team that's going to really depend on her and really use her. Every other team she can go to and come off, she's going to come off the bench on another team. I mean, where is she going to start on another team? I mean, she might. I mean, I suppose she could start with, they're saying Phoenix. They do need some help. I could see that. The Dreams seem to be pretty solid at forward. I don't know about that. And there's some other bad teams she could go to. Now, the veteran minimum they're saying is 78, which means the Fever could sign Bonner without making any cuts if the Fever waive her and then the Fever pay the rest of her salary. So they can kind of co-opt that salary. So the team that has her pays the prorated, and then the rest of the salary can be picked up or a league minimum can be picked up if she wants to take that to go to another team. So it's interesting because Bonner's losing money on this. That's what you're seeing here is Bonner's going to lose money on this. And thanks for watching, guys. And this is just, we're doing a breaking news. Breaking news. I'm jumping on, and normally I don't come on this early, but I just wanted to come on for a little bit. Not more than 20 minutes, maybe less, just to talk about this developing news. Because I had some thoughts on it. Now she's gone. She's not coming back because she's embarrassing the team. Now, this is something that they're leaking on purpose. They probably started making phone calls yesterday, probably, because she started taking things off of her social media. So it was clear she was quitting on the team, but it was interesting to me. I don't believe those internet rumors. I need things to be verified. And so I was kind of fighting back and forth on X with a couple of fake profiles. I thought they were spreading misinformation. Now, it could have been her PR team using these fake profiles because you guys think everybody on the internet is real. You think every profile is real, and that is not true. If you knew the secrets, there are huge companies that buy bots. They buy fake accounts. They have PR companies that they create real accounts with their PR groups. They purchase views. They use bots in some cases to spread misinformation. Celebrities do it all the time, or to try to take you off a scandal or a story. So this hit yesterday. It was kind of started to go viral a little bit. And I saw it, of course. I was fighting back a little bit going, hey, we need to see this verified. We need this verified. But it's verified. So she's quitting on the Fever. Make no mistake, this is a quitter move. It's because she just doesn't want to work hard. She probably doesn't want to practice hard. She at that age, she's won championships. So she's probably at a point where she's like, leave me alone. Let me do what I want. Thanks for watching, guys, on YouTube. Appreciate it. We're talking about the breaking news. And in this case, when you're at this level, you've done it all. What's left? You're getting older in your career. You want to look at other things. You want to be a celebrity too. You want attention. Well, you got it, right? This is the attention she wanted. It's interesting. People that come to the Fever and really a lot of people in the WNBA, a lot of players, now have the ability to be much more famous than they ever were. We're paying attention now. Folks like me and others that have disposable income that want to support teams are looking for a really good product. They're gravitating towards the WNBA for Caitlin Clark because of her sake. And everyone is becoming a part of that. Everyone is benefiting from the Caitlin Clark effect or the Caitlin Clark experience. So Bonner is giving up. It's interesting to me because she's looking at this. She's looking at this as a way to get more famous. This is what she wants. She wants to go on podcasts. She wants more social media followers. She wants endorsements. She just wants to be famous for being famous. She doesn't want to work hard because this team clearly is in a place where you have to be a team player. You got to work hard. You really do. Like, you have a coach. You have to listen to the coach. You have a direction. You have a superstar. DEWANNA Bonner is not as important as Sophie Cunningham to this team, not as important as Howard. I'd say Howard definitely is a team player. You can see that. Howard has the chemistry. Obviously not as important as Lexi because Lexi's works harder. Lexi's more effective. I would take Lexi Hole over half of this team. She's amazing. She's seriously good. She's more famous. They're all more famous than DB, and DB just wants to be famous. Look, I did a segment last show, and I posted that clip. Check it out. It's on all my social, and it's essentially, I think I posted it today. I did before this broke, which is ironic. What I'm seeing with the Fever is a lack of focus in the sense that they're so famous, they have to make a choice now. Do you want to be famous or do you want to be a champion? This team is going through an identity crisis because I was right. You've got people that just want to be famous, ladies on this team, and you have ladies on this team that want to strive for a championship. And this is where you see the winners from the losers. If you just want to be famous, that's Loserville. Being rich is something. Being famous is not worth it. It really isn't. Having the money and the power is different than being famous. She clearly just wants to be famous. Having a championship makes you powerful. You make more money. I mean, she's one of the top tier earners, or maybe second tier earners. She can ask for a $200,000 contract That's a lot of money in the W. So she's already there to a certain extent as far as the other things. She just nobody cares about her as far as being famous. She's not popular. She doesn't have merchandise that sells. Nobody wants a Bonner jersey, let's be honest. But they want a Cunningham jersey. They want a Holt jersey. Obviously, they want a Clark jersey. So she's just struggling with being not known. She just wants to be known, right? And I get that, but she's a slacker and a loser and a quitter. I mean, that's Loserville. Look, I'm not. I'm a huge Fever fan, and I'm not mad at her because she's quitting on the team. But she's a loser because you don't quit on a team. Look, it's pro sports, and if you guys are, you don't quit on a team when you're at this point, and you just don't. You don't quit on a team because they bench you. That's the contract you sign. You sign a contract that says I'm a team player. She's clearly not. So get the fuck out. It's cool. Just bye. Goodbye. I have no sympathy for you. I have no positive things to say about you. And it was a bad decision to sign you. You know, last year she was chippy with Caitlyn. She was nasty. Her and Caitlyn got into it a few times. She did some hard fouls on Caitlyn. She was one of those haters. And so when they signed her, I was really impressed. I'm like, that's cool. You need your allies to be enemies, enemies to be allies. That's powerful. Cool. I thought that was cool. And then I started to see that she was really just not contributing. She's coming in like just not focused. And now we know she just really wasn't on board. The Fever signed her on an unconditional contract, which makes sense. They're probably like, let's see how this works, especially when she does have a history of having an attitude. So if they dropped her contract, let's talk about where we go from here. That's my opinion. She's a quitter. It's cool. You don't quit on your team. It's cool, but it's crazy. Like nobody respects that. Nobody respects that. So, and she's not like a star where she could take over a game. I mean, she can. I'm not going to take that away from her, but she's not a star where you can just plug her in as a malcontent on any team and make them better. It's all about the chemistry. And a lot of these bad teams are bad in the W, the bad teams, either because of injuries or they're having an identity crisis like the Fever, or they just don't want to work hard and they just want to hang out and shoot the ball and do whatever and do whatever and play gossip and TMZ. Who knows? I just thought Bonner was more of a professional, but this is a dick move. This is not a move a professional does. It's disappointing. It really is disappointing, but whatever. She's a quitter, so fuck you. Go quit. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. That's how I feel. Fuck this shit, you know? If you want to be playing with the best player in the world, cool. Look, Bonner, you're washed. Honestly, she was washed. I mean, I was a little concerned that, you know, will she be able to make it through the season? Clearly, she didn't want to play hard, so she made it through her season, and now she wants a vacation, so fuck you and go. I know that's tight, but it's right. Her contract, if it's dropped, it would allow for a trade at the deadline. So I'll just say this. They could drop her contract, and then it would allow for – where do we go from here? Sorry. Where do we go from here? So if they drop her contract, which looks likely, and just waive her, then that's money off the books. They're not committed to the whole $200,000, so it doesn't count against their cap, but it would have. But they can waive her, which is cool. Or if they drop her, then they'll have more cap space at the deadline. The trade deadline, I think, is the 5th or something like that of July, so it's coming up, so it makes sense. So teams are going to be looking to make a trade. I actually said, I posted this video, not this, but I posted a video off of my last show a day ago, saying I trade for Angel Reese right now. Honestly, at least she shows up, and she's got good hands. She does. She can't pass, but she's got good hands. That's the one thing you get with Angel Reese. I'm like, she could catch a Caitlin Clark pass. She's an all-star. So it's interesting to me. I mean, who knows? Maybe Chicago. So let's say there's a couple of let's talk about the possibilities after DB is out. Let's get her out. So, I mean, I hope the team rallies and beats Seattle just because of this news, but whatever. So let's get DB out. Once she's out, there's a couple of possibilities. One, they could make a trade and like get no value. That doesn't make any sense. Or they could just waive her and take the hit on the cap but it's unguaranteed, so they don't take a huge hit. But it would free them up to maybe get a forward in a trade. So the veteran minimum is like 80 grand, 78. If you get a player that's not at the minimum, you probably get an older player in a trade, maybe a more established player, maybe even a rookie. You can maybe make a decent trade. So who knows? I think that they need some more defense. That would be dope. Some more rebounding. So if you can find somebody that's just like focused on those things, cool. Somebody that doesn't need to score like her. Bonner just obviously needed to score and feel important. So get somebody that doesn't need that. That's a team player. Or they could just waive her. They could waive her and wait for the trade, make a trade before the deadline or on the deadline, because everybody gets popping around the day or two before the trade deadline, because you don't want those secrets to get out. And then or sign a free agent. So I'm predicting that you will. If they're missing Bonner, if she's gone, they're going to have a roster spot. Also, Dantas it's a whole nother story. Dantas is leaving to go play for Brazil, which is a joke. Either do you want to win a championship or not? Maybe I'm just too old school, but I thought you played to win a championship, not play to be famous and just like quit on your team. Like, there's just a lot of quitters right now. Like, it's surprising, but when it gets hot, when the heat is on, you see who's really a team player. You see who's loyal to this team. There's too many quitters on this team. So this is good. Get the quitters out and let's make something pop. Let's make it happen. So they could look at a free agent signing before the trade deadline. That's a possibility. But clearly at this point, she's most likely demanding a trade. She's shopping herself. That's how this news broke. But they just can't trade her at value. The Fever really, they put themselves in kind of cap jeopardy by getting Caitlin these really smart and tough, we thought tough, veterans to surround her, championship winners. But it's not translating, which is so weird. And it could be because Bonner is just obviously a bad actor in the chemistry. When you're so mad that you can't show up for practice and you stop playing, that's a joke. It's one thing to keep playing and say, just trade me, man. That's one thing. But then just to not show up, that's just Bush League. That puts the team in a bad position. And then she gets the chance to be famous, which is fine by being all over the. New York Times, DEWANNA Bonner's being talked to. The New York Times is talking about her right now. 30 minutes ago, it hit everybody. That's why we had to do this. Do this breaking news. I had to just do a show at a weird time, but it's all good because it's important. The world is watching. So look, she got what she wanted. They're probably going to be forced to waive her. You can't trade her at value. So there's that. And if you're just joining me, guys, on streaming, two sources in the WNBA are telling Front Office Sports, that's a website, that Bonner has quit on the Fever and she doesn't want to come back. That's why she's been missing in action for 3 or 4 games, because Lexi Hull replaced her and took her starting spot. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, boo-hoo. Look, they're losing games. There's injuries. Bonner, it happens. Oh, boo-hoo. So she's quitting on the team, whatever. So it's all good. She's just a malcontent. It's all good. One of the things that I was saying in and this is exactly what I was hitting. I was pinpointing on this. I was seeing the future. I was seeing through the mess, seeing through the noise and the chaos. After the last loss, one thing really became clear to me, and that was, does this team, do they want to be champions or not? This team needs to make a choice. Do they want to be famous or do they want to be champions? That was really clear to me. And now here we go. I posted this yesterday, the day before yesterday. I dropped this clip this morning, I think. And then now here we go. Boom. An hour and a half ago, the news breaks. Bonner doesn't want to be a champion. She wants to be famous, and she got her wish. Right now, look, Caitlin is so famous. The Fever, the most important team in the world right now, honestly. It's so true. You cannot deny it. That everybody is like losing their mind because they're so famous. There's no way in hell that DEWANNA Bonner would ever be in the New York Times except for the stunt she pulled today, which is fine, or over the last few days. But they leaked it yesterday or today, and now we're, there were indicators of it on social. I was going back and forth with some folks on X. I didn't know she was going to demand a trade, but I thought there was a rumor. I heard there was a rumor out there that she was unhappy and this could be a thing. And then boom, here it goes. Right before they play Seattle in an hour. What did they play? What is it right now? They play Seattle in 2 hours and 10 minutes. Nice job. Or maybe 3 hours. Sorry. Yeah, 3 hours. No, 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes. So my point was, I forgot my water. This team needs to make a choice. Caitlin's the only famous one, and the team itself is famous. You're going to have some famous parts, but that's okay to be famous along with Caitlin, but it's not your show. It's her show. Look, that's just the way sports work. And my thought was, if you want to be a champion, support Caitlin Clark. You're going to get famous by supporting her. I mean, look, we talk about Michael Jordan, but all we do when we talk about Jordan is we talk about Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, Luke Longley, Phil Jackson, Dennis Rodman, Kukoc, the list goes on, right? So if you have a dynasty, if you have a team that stays together and really is a tough team and wins rings, then it's all going to work out. You're going to be fucking famous. But some people can't wait for that. Some people just have big egos. So, but I think it's good. It's clear to me that she doesn't want to be a champion, so get the fuck out. That's cool with me. So here's what I am very interested in. The who replaces her. Now, clearly you need to have, I think they have enough forwards and enough flexes. I think maybe they could go small. Maybe you could bring on Ari McDonald again. Maybe she could come back. I mean, we didn't see this coming. Ari, as far as we know, still sitting at home, working out, keeping it real, right? And so, anything's possible with her coming back. I'm excited about that possibility. Why not? That could be the boost that this team needs. Bring her back. Now, you'd have 3 guards, you'd have 4 because you have Mitchell. You don't need that many guards, but hey, why not? If you can bring her back for value, and what if somebody gets hurt again, and it'll give Caitlin a break on minutes. The overlapping is nice. And look, you were winning games with her, and that stretch was really important. Without Ari McDonald, maybe you win no games. I don't know. So, or maybe you during that time Caitlin was out. They went, what was it, they 4-4 or something like that, or 2-2. So maybe you lose more games without her. Who knows? So that's it, guys. We're about at 30 minutes. I just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe she could come back. I don't know. We'll see. The Fever, they need to make a decision. Now, they're okay tonight. Obviously, they've been doing good without her. But I think Dantas in a few days is gone. Maybe she might be gone tonight. So they're going to have Turner in the rotation, who's really struggling right now. Let's see how it goes. Look, if Caitlin goes crazy and has another 25 to 30-point game, maybe you're okay. That's a possibility. But you're not going to shoot the lights out all the time, and you're not going to have teams always chasing you, and it's tough on the road. But look, these are the adversities that championship teams have to go through. My prediction was if they lose 8 games, they can still be in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals even, and I still stand by that. So we're getting close to. If we keep racking up losses, that will slip away. But we'll see. So anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. And again, if you're joining me late, breaking news: DEWANNA BONNER quits on the Fever. Shocker! It's all over everywhere. Everyone's talking about it, even the New York Times. And it is unfortunate. But look, she's been gone for 3 or 4 games. We've already adjusted with her not being there. I've thought they'd be okay without her. If they don't, she just hasn't been that much of a factor. But apparently, she's upset because she's not starting. What are you going to do? Thanks for watching, guys. I will try to be on tonight again. Please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I don't know. I'm going to try to be on tonight and do a post game after the game. I may not be able to do it till tomorrow, but if not, I'll jump on. Or if I can, I'll jump on. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Thanks for watching and subscribing on YouTube and Rumble, and follow me on X. I do see the stats. The YouTube and Rumble stats do let me know when you guys are subscribing while you're watching. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And I do more than sports. We do politics. We do true crime. We do human behavior. We do business stuff. I do interviews. I'm working on some really cool interviews. Some things are some cool stuff. I'll surprise you guys. Trust me. But enjoy the game tonight. Via con Dios. Go with God. And thanks for watching the breaking news, guys. The special edition of the Jason J. Janice Show. Take care.